living La Vida low carb. This show is changing lives. We talking about your diet, trying to get you feeling right. Cut up them avocados, fry some eggs, time to explore the longest running health podcast, hosted by Jimmy Moore. Time to give up the crappy garbage. We're getting into ketosis. Every day is a new step to your goal. Yeah, you're getting closer, motivated and focused. Don't stop, just go. Time to get inspiration from the Living La Vida Low Carb Show. Hey, the livinglowcarbshow.com.
Guys, that right there, and please forgive me if I slaughter your name, but I'm going to take a stab at it. Alex Yehorov.
Exactly. Perfect.
Woo!
From the very first attempt, man.
Yes, very good. Alex is a health and weight loss coach. He is Alex Yehorov Official over on Instagram. Go check him out. He is the host of a podcast called The Body Mastery. Biohackbody.com is his website. But he reached out to me recently and he said, Jimmy, I got this topic, dude, that I think would be really cool for your podcast. I'm like, all right, fire away. Good luck, because I've heard everything. And you're like, I think we can use both pain and pleasure as a way to manage weight and live your life and kind of biohack your body. And I'm going, do tell, let's go. Let's get you on the show, because that's really intriguing, probably controversial as well. So I look forward to exploring that here with you here today.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. I mean, it's a part of the program. And you said my podcast and my YouTube channel is The Body Mastery. I actually did a rebranding like 2 days ago. So now it's The Health Mastery, which is part of the body, part of the mind, part of the weight loss, biohacking, all of that. So I did rebranding, and the website now is thehealthmastery.com.
Okay.
Before it was biohackbody.com. It's just a little bit of confusion, so I just want to knock it out of the park.
Time to update your Instagram profile.
Yes. I'm not very big on Instagram, but I'm going to grow it soon. Yeah, I'm mostly focusing on podcasts right now and on YouTube.
Yes,
but
it's all good. Remind us later of that, because I don't have that written down anywhere, and I will forget. So at the end, we'll shout that out one more time.
After the call, I will remind you.
Tell us a little bit of your story, because most people get into kind of a health and wellness story and they become health coaches themselves because they themselves had some sickness. They wanted to change something in their life, or someone close in your life. Was that your experience?
Yeah, I would say in some cases. So basically, it's all started about almost 10 years ago in 2012, where I wasn't overweight. In fact, I was skinny. The problem was though that I had so many addiction. I would work in 9 to 5, and I would work as a miner at a coal mine. It's a crappy job. I don't want to swear, but it's a really crappy job. And my salary was $200 a month.
Hey,
okay, so it's
you can say it was a shitty job all you want.
Yeah, true story. So, and I had so many addictions. I was very toxic, very negative by default. And I was hanging out with people similar to me. I used to drink for 19 years. I've been smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day.
Wow.
And I've been using drugs. Whatever you say, you name it, just so many things. And I was very unhappy. I didn't know that goals exist, that something is possible to achieve in life. I didn't have any vision, any goals, any mentors. I didn't know it's all back then. And again, I was battling my different addiction and whatnot already for many years at that time. But in 2012, I found myself being very unhappy of not seeing any results, really self-limiting beliefs, so much in uncertainty, I want to get more confident in myself. At least if I cannot fix every problem, I decided at least I'm going to start lifting weight. So I'm going to bulk a little bit, maybe get some muscle. So I'm going to be more confident with the people, with the opposite sex, right? So that's how it all started. And sure enough, I started building a little bit of muscle here and there, started feeling better, more confident. And one habit started leading to another good habit, meaning lifting weights, some exercises. I started diving into how to eat properly. And before that, I just noticed that the fitness guru back then, those times at least, they were teaching to eat 6 to 12 times a day.
Yes.
And that was awful. I started gaining weight. I started getting fat more than muscles, And there was a lot of lean chicken, a lot of the rice. I didn't want to do bodybuilding, but back then everything was like bodybuilding. This is where I figured, okay, fitness and health, it's very different stuff. And I do like to train, to exercise, but I like more health, more energy, because I really didn't feel good. And emotions started changing. I started feeling better. But when I added nutrition, firstly, it started with the intermittent fasting, and then I would play with paleo diet, and then I would play with different kind of low carb diet. bulletproof diet, keto diet. And at that moment, I'm doing ketogenic lifestyle. Most of the parts, I do cycling from time to time. But the point is, it took me 9 years to figure those things out. And
Yes.
when you think everything is clicked with the food and nutrition and the exercises, no, the answer is no. I missed the third component because I've been abusing food big time. I started addicted to the food big time. I stopped using drugs a few years ago, but then I started doing binge eating, overeating, crazy one, where I will go for weeks. I still would go and lift weight and do some cardio, but I would eat and eat and eat like almost without rest, and the junk food and all of that. And it was just awful. So most of my life, I was like feeling not very good, let's say. So I've been working on my self development in different niches, businesses, self-esteem, emotions,
Yes.
turning this negative emotion to the happiness, joy, finding myself, you know. So it was quite a journey, but eventually everything plays out pretty well, I could say. Yeah.
Well, and now you're helping other people go on their own journeys. What would you say the number one thing
Yes.
come to you for? Is it weight loss? That usually is most health coaches.
Number one thing, what? Can you repeat, please?
Yeah. What is the
Number one, what?
what is the biggest reason why people come see you as a health coach? Is it weight loss?
Sometimes it's most of the time, yeah, it's a weight loss, but you see, sometimes people think it's all about strategy. Hey, how to fast, Alex, how to do keto, how to do nutrition. But most of the time I notice it's the same issue that I've gone through, which is the mindset, the identity of binge eater or the identity of junk food eater.
Yeah.
And I've overcame, yeah, this is the main, and people think mindset is like creepy word, is overused. And yes, everywhere mindset was showing up, and it's getting bad rep lately. But I truly believe that your identity, your inner world is actually a lot more important than the other world, right?
I wish that we had coaches that coach people on their health to work on the mind before you talk about any diet, any movement, any of the so-called right things to do, which is eat less, move more, blah, blah, blah. Before you talk about any of that stuff, get the mindset right. Did you have any trouble in your past? Did you have any kind of experiences that might have led you to beliefs that you have now about yourself or about the world that maybe dictate why you make choices that you do in your food and your lifestyle? Like that to me gets to the root cause of so many people that struggle. And if you get to the root cause, then when you introduce the nutrition, you introduce the movement and all the meditation and all the biohacks and everything, then
exactly
take very well.
I mean, that's exactly why I just want to start talking about that part where the pain and pleasure also plays roles. But this is the system that kind of I put together, and I call it the health mastery roadmap. This is 7 step of losing weight and keeping it off for life. It's actually for creating lasting changes. And that's most of the steps in this 7 steps roadmap is actually about the mindset. Is it shifting the identity and whatnot? And if you're ready, I can knock it out of the park. 7 steps.
You know, interview style, the very next question was, let's hear the 7 steps slowly. So step number 1, go.
Yep. Step number 1 is to forgive yourself. I know before you even set up your goals, before you stop dieting, exercising, it all will come, my friend. But look, I know many of us been falling off the wagon many times. Most of the people who tune in right now, you probably guys already overeaten, already try to create your New Year's resolutions, try to start on the embarking new diet and exercise routine and fail again and again. And you might feel miserably. You might beat yourself up, as I've gone through many times. That's why I've been overeating and binge eating for so many years, because I would go and beat myself up and lower my self-esteem. So before you start your transformation, before you go into the diet and whatnot, I wanted you to sit, and all of those steps, by the way, they actionable. I'm very actionable person. Those steps that I'm talking right now, I wanted you to actually set your time, write them down, and actually after this call, I want you to go through them and do them, not just listen, because listening is not enough, my friend. And first of all, I wanted you to forgive yourself for being a person, for being a human being. You need to understand you are a human being, not human doer. You're not your beliefs, you're not your emotions, you're not your failures. Failures is great. Embrace your failure, my friend.
I love that, by the way. You're a human being, not a human doing. I love that. That's the quote of the day. Keep going.
Yeah, so you need to embrace the failure. I failed 718 times before I quit, over 19 years, quit drinking and smoking. I've been drinking, smoking a lot. I failed 718 times, roughly. I tried to quit it, and I would beat myself up, and I would try again and again. Now, with the junk food eating, I'm clean. I don't eat junk food already for 1 year completely, meaning I'm doing healthy lifestyle for many years, but I'm talking about like completely, like even no cheat meals. And I'm not saying everybody should do that. I'm just saying that, hey, if you forgive yourself, if you're going to keep on trying, it's all going to work. But first step, forgive yourself, embrace the failure. Remember, Thomas Edison, it took him 10,000 times to try to create the light bulb.
Yes.
And he didn't see it as a problem, as a failure. He reframed that in his head. He actually said, I found 999 ways of how you're not going to create the light bulb. You know what I'm saying? Change your mindset, change the story.
It became stepping stones to the eventual success.
Exactly. So first step, my friend, I want you to understand right now, forgive yourself. I don't care how many times you fail in the past. Tony Robbins said the past does not equal the future, and I completely agree with him. Forgive yourself, and if you really will sit down for 5 minutes and just close your eyes and connect to your heart, or write a love letter to yourself. It's actual exercises. If you're going to do that, that's going to help you to move to the step number 2, number 3, number 4, etc., etc.
And so another thing, yes, forgiving yourself. And I love that you put that as the very first step in these 7 steps to kind of revolutionizing yourself, mastering yourself, I think is what you called it. And so, but forgiving others too, because I think if we hold on to kind of regrets with people, or not letting bygones be bygones, that eats away at us, and it becomes this cancer that you don't even realize is there until it's eating you alive. So yes, definitely forgive yourself, but forgive people in your life that have done you wrong. Yeah, it was wrong, but I think it's going to serve you a lot better as you move forward.
Yeah, and sometimes we think that those people did something bad to us, where in reality it might be for us. Maybe what if everything is happening for us? Maybe those people even don't know that, or we created the story that those people did that to us, where in reality that person didn't even know he harms you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Our mind is crazy, and the story we tell ourselves is crazy. For example, when you didn't jump on my call, we had a call 2 days ago. I was sitting prepared and everything light and everything, and I like, where's Jimmy, and I started telling myself story. Hey, he doesn't respect you. That means you are nobody, Alex. That's how he showed disrespect. And then I caught myself those thoughts, and I understood, first of all, something really might happen with Jimmy, right? Instead of feeling this way, I start connecting to my limiting beliefs. I start seeing those thoughts and seeing for what they is. This is limiting belief. And I start telling the different story for myself. And it turned me to the completely different gratitude, love, and different experience compared to what I might feel based on that experience. And it's coming to any other areas in our life. It's not just weight loss or somebody screw you or cut you in the road. It's in so many ways. And mastering our mindset, our belief system, by the way, mastering belief system is step number 4. So we're going to get into that also as well. But let's move to the step number 2. And step number 2, after you forgive yourself, and all this would be actually better, right? I might add it to my step, to my roadmap. So step number 2 is to create your ultimate vision. Well, in this case, since it's health mastery, then I'm going to be talking the ultimate vision for your health, for your body. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger said, and I like the quote, if you don't have a goal, if you don't have a vision, you're going to be just drifting around, and you're never going to get nowhere, and you're always going to be you're not going to be happy. I found it completely true for myself in different areas, not just weight loss or health. But I want you to also, it's practical exercise. I want you to pick 10 minutes of your day, or even schedule right now. If you're busy, if you're driving the car, or if you're at work, just put the timer or in the calendar that you got to set up 10-15 minutes and actually write it down. Journal. What is your ultimate vision for your body? When I'm talking about body, I'm not always talking about only how you look, your 6 abs or things like that. I'm talking about also how you think, how you feel, which is a lot more important. I wanted you a little bit visualize, be playful with your mind and write it down. Like, I want to feel unstoppable. I want to feel energy. I want to have so much energy to play with my kids, to play with my wife, whatever the case might be. I want you to feel it. I want you to live it as it is happen right now. Be grateful, write it down. No limits. Imagine that you're a little kid and you have no limits. Imagine that everything is possible and you actually can create the body that you deserve, the body of your dreams. It might be completely different from mine, but it's your step number 2 that you can create. Again, this is actionable steps. Everything I'm saying is not woo-woo, fluffy, whatever, just kind of thing that you're listening and then, okay, good podcast. What's next? Let's tune to next. Please, guys, as you're tuning in, take steps, little steps each day over the period of 1 year, 10 years, whatever, gonna lead to huge success overall, right?
There's a Bible verse, Alex, that says, without vision, the people perish. And it's so true. Vision is so important to know where you're going. It's like trying to go somewhere you've never been before and you turn off your GPS. Are you going to get there? Maybe, but the likely is you're going to hit a lot of detours. You're going to hit a lot of frustrations. You're going to go, there's another dead end road. How do I get there? And you just like have no vision at all. Whereas if you just turn on the GPS, you have that vision, that clear insight. This is where I want to go. This is what I want to do. You get there. And you get there quicker than if you try to flail without a vision.
Yeah, without a vision, you might not even know that you actually reach your goal because you haven't even thought about that. You know what I'm saying? Just, right. I want to lose 5 pounds or I want to lose weight. Okay, you lost 1 pound, gone, you're done. No, is that what you want? No, I want you to exactly know what you want, how many pounds, how you want to feel, how your body going to look. And better to do not aim to lose weight, better to aim, of course, to lose fat, because we don't want to lose muscle, lose water. It's not healthy, you know? So, and that leads us to step number 3, which is get leverage on yourself. Step number 3 is you got to make it a must. From the I should lose weight, I should get healthy, I should do this and that. We have to turn our should into the must.
You know what?
Absolutely must.
People ask me, Jimmy, how do you get such good deep sleep? Well, there's a lot of things that I do, but one of the newest things that I recently added is this upgraded magnesium from a company called Upgraded Formulas. Go to their website, upgradedformulas.com, and you can learn all about this nano technology that they use for this particular mineral of magnesium. Again, it's called Upgraded Magnesium, and it's got all the different forms of magnesium in it, using the nanotechnology so it gets absorbed a lot better. Guys, I have seen my deep sleep improve by as much as 30 to 40% simply by adding in this product along with sunshine exposure, darkness in the room, cooler temperature, all of the things that I always have done. So again, upgradedformulas.com is the website. Go check them out.
Do you know what I call that? You need to stop shooting yourself.
Yes, stop shooting yourself. It's funny. I heard that one also from, I think, Tony Robbins or somebody. But yeah, it's a nice saying. So that's exactly. You need to stop shooting yourself and start masking yourself. Make it a mask. And how are you going to do that? There is many ways. And I'm going to touch on one exercise that I do. And one of the ways you can do it is leverage the pain and the pleasure. Again, everything we do in life, the human beings I'm talking about, is we're trying to avoid the pain and to gain pleasure. Anything. When you eat cake, you're trying to gain pleasure. And this pleasure is right here. But the pain of gaining weight, you're thinking, oh, yes, if I will eat this cake someday, in a couple of days, I will gain something. Potentially, probably the pain is far. So it doesn't push you over. But the cake is right here. Look at this. It's so tasty. It's my favorite cake. It's so pleasurable. That's why you indulge into that. And the consequences, if you want to stop doing those behaviors, those things, and you want to follow through, you got to know how to use those 2 powers, the pain and the pleasure. And you need to create enormous pain and link it immediately. It's supposed to be you're supposed to be certain that it's happening right now. Meaning, imagine you eat this cake and right away, for example, I'm going to say sometimes crazy stuff. Please forgive me for that. But I'm imagining right for myself, if I eat that cake, I'm losing 2 of my legs right away.
Yeah.
And I'm in pain. And I'm playing with my mind, okay? It's crazy stuff, but that's how I play with my mind to make it really pain, right? To see the pain and connect to that, you know?
So when I started my low carb journey, it was the Atkins Diet 17 years ago. I did that with sugar. I said, sugar is rat poison. Now, I knew on a conscious level, it was not rat poison. Just like you knew on a conscious level, your legs weren't going to be amputated. But on that subconscious where it kind of made you go, it just gave you just enough of a pause that you said, I don't want to do that. The pain is too much. If I eat rat poison, I'm going to die. Like I literally thought that. At times, it gave me just enough pause to go, you know what? I don't need that ding dong Coca-Cola, whatever I was eating at the time. And it was powerful. It was a mind game of playing this pain versus pleasure. Yeah, it would be great on the taste buds, but the pain of eating rat poison, I die. Oh my gosh, can't let that happen. So I have lived what you're saying here.
Yeah, I mean, and I want to just add that don't live only in the pain, because you gotta link the pain to the behavior that you want to overcome. For example, again, we're just going to stick to this example of not eating cake means lots of pain for you, not for me, my friend. Again, link your pain. It can be different for you, but I wanted you to visualize and actually link a lot of pain if you're going to have this cake and the pain is happening right away. But at the same time, after that, I don't want you to live only in the pain. I wanted you to link massive pleasure if you say no to this cake, or if you, whatever the behavior you're trying to overcome. Maybe you want to go to the gym and you link a lot of pain. If you're not going to go to the gym, if you skip this workout routine, you're going to have a lot of pain, but you're going to have a lot of pleasure if you actually going to follow through and you're going to go to the gym. Maybe you're going to visualize, again, the second step, which is your ultimate vision, your feelings, how you dancing, how you on the beach, whatever the case for you. And I want to mention one example that Arnold Schwarzenegger did. And again, I mentioned him already second time because I really respect that person, not from the bodybuilder standpoint and not even from the movie, but his mindset is very, very powerful. And really, I've learned a lot from him. So what he said when one of the guy came to him to interview him, he said, back then in 80s, I believe, he asked, why you always smiling when you at the gym? Why other people train as hard as you and they're always sour, they tired, but you always smiling when you lifting this weight? And Arnold said things that I'm never going to forget. I'm going to rephrase it, obviously. But he said, hey, when I'm in the gym, when I'm doing each rep, when I do 500 pounds push, bench press, 500 pound squats, whatever the exercise might be, he said, I'm imagining the cup, the Mr. Olympia cup that I'm lifting, not barbell with those plates. I'm lifting the cup over my hand. He was imagining himself winning the contest, the #1 person in the world. And see, it's, yeah. So he's doing like that and always smile. He couldn't wait to lift more. He couldn't wait to go to the gym again. He couldn't wait to say no to the cake, for example. You see, that's one of the examples. And he trained his mind to think and to associate. Yeah. Say no to the cake, for example, or yes to the exercise, and you feel lots of pleasure. Again, for you, my friend, who tuning in right now, it can be something else. Maybe you're imagining you and the beach with the beautiful shape and how people talking to you, how you feel energy, or you playing with your kids, or you pursuing your goals. It doesn't matter. It's only matter for you. But again, it's practical exercise. It's something that you actually set up your timer, set up your calendar. You sit down, find your time. Make the time for whatever you're committed to, and you go through this exercises. I know it's a lot, and some of the way you can do is you can just also, another exercise is to find your reasons, find your whys, which I go very deep as well. I'm not going to touch it right now, but basically find why you're doing that. Sometimes just having the beautiful body, it doesn't motivate me. I will not lie to you, Jimmy. It doesn't motivate me much to have beautiful body. I have good body already for many years, and like, okay, what's next? I have abs, awesome. Dude, so what's next?
I look. Oh, I'm just kidding. So what you're talking about here, Alex, is kind of a psychosomatic kind of experience that as you think, ergo, there goes your body. And it's something I think if you think negative thoughts, it makes your body be weaker. It makes your body not respond to its fullest potential. So have those strong mindsets about like what Arnold Schwarzenegger does of I'm going to be victorious and that helps me lift. Like that is a strong, powerful symbol in his mind that then makes his body say, yeah, we got this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is one of the examples. And again, as I said, it's all practical steps. Everything I say, I wanted people to start taking action. Even right now, if it's live, you cannot take action. Okay, but just schedule it for the future. Now, step number 4 from the 7 steps to creating lasting change, the healthy mastery for roadmap, as I call it, is identify your inner blocks, your inner limiting beliefs, the voices, the demons, the urges. I can call on and on, their patterns, their beliefs, their programs. There are so many synonyms you can say, the animals. I want you to identify their limiting beliefs and replace them with empowering. Now, you might say, Alex, how can I do that? And there is many ways you can do. You can do incantation to install the empowering beliefs. Incantation is basically affirmations with emotions. You link a lot of emotions and you feel it. But I'm not going to dive into that. Let's make it simple. I want you to journal. I want you to pick the time during your day and just journal, or just going about your day, and from time to time train your focus. You need to understand, without focus, nothing going to work. You're not going to be able to change your identity. You're not going to change your behaviors, your emotions, your beliefs, not going to be changed. You need to, and I'm not saying exactly meditate. It can be done in different ways, but train your awareness is one of the key. You need to train your focus so you will start catching those thoughts. Basically, as you go about your day, I want you to just think, what is going on in my head? What are the voices there? What are the thoughts there? And then you see, do you like this voice or no? Maybe right now you're hearing that voice and it said, hey, Alex talking something. I already heard about this visualization. I heard about it. It's not going to work. Maybe you hear right now this voice as I'm speaking to you, and you hear, you know what, Alex, I've tried so many diets already. Nothing going to work for me. Well, my friend, this is the limiting belief. As long as you believe that nothing going to work for you, you're not going to even try. You're just going to give up. You're going to go overeat and not try anything because, hey, nothing going to work. I've tried everything. Is it really true you've tried everything, my friend? And sit down with your thoughts.
But even argue that a lot of people's limiting beliefs are founded on that's what they always heard in their life. So if they grew up in an unsupportive household, maybe parents said, oh, you can't amount to anything, you're going to be nothing in your life. And so you start believing that. Then you get into life and you have a boss that says, you're such a worker, you slack on work, you're a horrible employee. So then they get it reinforced again. And then they tell themselves that over and over and over and over as they go through life. And so you kind of get to this point in their life where they're like, why do I believe this thing? And everybody else says, I'm not those things, but all the people in my life that have ever mattered have told me it is. It's very hard to break those things once they become hardwired in your brain.
And especially when you don't even know they exist,
yeah.
Right? Because most of the people, they don't even know that 70,000 thoughts per day passing through their head, including mine, and so does yours. And the next day, 70% of those 70,000, which is roughly 50,000, are exactly the same thoughts.
Yes.
Now, we need to become more aware. They just passing so quick sometimes, and you cannot catch all of them. But if you will start building this slowly, this awareness, their focus, you will start seeing those more and more. Like, money doesn't grow on the tree. My mom always was saying that. And yeah, sure enough, it took me a lot to start making money because I really believe money is very hard to make, and et cetera, et cetera. Those beliefs, like as you said, Jimmy, most of them coming from our environment. It can be your parents, which love you so much, but they don't even know they installed it on you. It might be your friends. The more you spend, it's in the news, in the books, in the TV, it's everywhere, coming from the podcast. It's basically someone else's thoughts that at some point you heard so many times that you just start believing that that's are your thoughts and this is who you are. I'm not good enough. Hey, I tried this diet, I tried that. Or it can be different areas. Again, it can be about relationship, about money, or I don't have time. I never have time. I'm very angry. It's so many ways. And I want you to start listening to them and eventually questioning them. You write them down and you see, like, is it really true? Is it? It says, I tried all of the diets. Is it really true? And then you find out that you tried maybe only 3 diets and you fail. And now your statement is, I tried everything. You didn't try everything, my friend. So I want you to break those patterns.
Or if they tried something, then they didn't do it well. They didn't like really follow it. They kind of half-assed it. There's a lot of people who say, I tried keto, for example.
Yes.
What did you do? Well, I had chicken breast and broccoli. I'm like, you didn't do keto. So you did low carb, but you didn't do keto. And so it's like, okay, let me help you do it the right way, then try it. And then if you fail, okay, maybe that's not the right thing, but don't think you've tried everything. There's always some new tweak, new something that you can do.
Exactly. A lot of the times people also coming to me and they already done keto, and then I see, that's not, first of all, that's not even keto. You all the time out of the ketosis, you overeating carbs. Second of all, you eating those cruddy oils all the time, and then you say you don't feel good. Your food it's just crazy. Same with intermittent fasting or whatever. People sometimes following someone or don't have the good, how to put it the right way. not have enough of the knowledge in specific diet or nutritional pattern or exercise routine, and then the belief is came in the head like, hey, I've tried this diet or this exercise and I broke my feet or something happened, that means it's bad. And then forever they might think that exercising is bad for health, or keto is awful. Listen, it's so acidic, it's so this and that. My friend, if you do things the right way, 99% of the time, it's going to work for you if you're really doing things the right way. It's not that easy always to find the right way. I'm not saying that easy all the time, but for most cases, it is going to work for you.
And the other end of this spectrum, Alex, of it didn't work is if your only parameter is weight loss or any other singular marker, that doesn't cut it. Like people that tell me, well, keto didn't work. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? Did you not lose any weight? Oh, I lost 5 pounds over however much time. Well, how did you feel? Oh, I felt energetic. I felt great. How was your blood sugar? Oh, it was normal. Like it worked, just not the way you wanted it to, or not to the level of expectation you wanted it to. So that's another kind of slippery slope of this works or didn't work kind of thing.
Exactly. And even when I work with my clients, I help people one-on-one. So when I work with the clients, sometimes they get used to this weighting themselves and looking for the weights. And I'm saying, hey, first of all, more important is your body proportion. Look at the proportion, because losing weight is not important. You might lose fat and gain some muscle. Your proportion can change. Your body look can change. But even more important, look at your biomarkers. Look at your mood. Do you feel more energy? Like you said, exactly. Do you feel better sleep? Do you feel this and that? And most of the time they said yes. And then I said, why are you complaining? Well, Alex, because I lost 2 pounds this week working with you and I expected 5. I said, my friend, first of all, you might be on period and it's water retention and it's this and that. And I'm not going to talk right now too much about that, but there is so many variables.
Alex, I hate it when I'm on my period. It's a bitch that week. Wait that week, man.
Yeah.
So the phrase out there called expectations fuel frustrations. And so put any it's why on my sabbatical to 50 that I'm on, I have no weight loss goal. I have no really hard goals, because to me, it's obvious if I do all these things I'm doing, I'm going to lose body fat. It's obvious that I'm going to see improvements. I didn't need to quantify it with a gravity detecting device, which is what the scale.
Exactly. And I want to, by the way, congratulate you. Today is 73rd day, as I remember correctly. 73rd day that you're doing 100-day challenge where you're trying to transform not only your body like most of the people, but most importantly, your mind. And I'm very big on that, my friend. And I tuned in a couple of weeks ago to your live, your walking, talking, I guess you call it in the morning, your cardio. And you've been talking about not trying to be perfect. And I really like this live because it's connected to me big time, about forgiving yourself, about not trying to be perfect, about trying to take little steps. You understand that you might fall down the road. Again, it's very similar that I'm thinking, my philosophy, and you really kind of touch it in so I cannot repeat this exactly phrase, but you put it so beautiful way. I gotta write it down probably. But the point is, don't beat yourself up. Try little steps. Don't try to be perfect. We are not human doing. We are human beings. Don't try to be a robot, right? Try improve every day slowly. Sometimes I'm skipping. I'm doing it for many years already. Sometimes I'm skipping workouts, and I find myself beating myself up, and then going and overeating, and then I catch myself like, what are you doing, Alex? Hey, look what limiting beliefs there. And I write them down and I say, fuck off from me, and I'm doing the exercises. And I found myself that it's very important to, even if you follow the wagon again, for example, to forgive yourself. It doesn't mean, I want to make it clear, it doesn't mean you lower your standards and from now on you skip and workouts and now you're binging all the time. Or no, that means if you already fail, it's okay. Understand you're a human being. Forgive yourself. Raise your standards freaking back high and go get it, my friend.
Yes.
Because we are all incredible human beings. And I want everybody know that we are all miracles. And so do you, my friend. And so Jimmy and even me.
Yeah. Pump up the volume, pump up the volume.
Have you experienced the dreaded keto flu? Did you know that most of these symptoms are actually due to your body dumping excess electrolytes? This is where Element comes in. Element is a tasty electrolyte drink mix with everything you need and nothing you don't. That means lots of salt, with no sugar. Element is formulated to help anyone with their electrolyte needs and is perfectly suited to folks following a keto, low-carb, or paleo diet. Element contains a science-backed electrolyte ratio, 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium, with none of the junk, no sugar, no coloring, no artificial ingredients, no gluten, no fillers, no BS. Everyone needs electrolytes, especially those on low-carb diets, or if you practice intermittent or extended fasting, if you're physically active, or sweat a lot. Add Element today and see how much better you feel and perform. Use the URL drinklmnt.com/Jimmy.
So cool. Let's get back to the list. I think we're up to number 5.
Yep. Exactly. So step number 5 is more tactical already, tactical strategy. Starting step number 5 is modeling success, is to create the game plan and start taking action. Now, if you're working with the coach or following the course or the program, obviously those steps for you will be figured it out already. But we're talking about for you who just tune in right now. So step number 5, find someone. It might be celebrity, it might be your friend, it might be somebody who already achieved success, level of success that you're aiming for. For example, you want to lose weight, keep it off, feel awesome lifelong, and you found your friend that he already 10 years living the best lifestyle and never have problem with the food anymore. Well, I want you to go and interview that person. Ask him what he's eating, how he's exercising, what his belief system, what he believes in. And I want you to create your game plan. Doesn't supposed to be perfect. Don't try to model everything at once. But from now on, I want you to start taking physical actions. I want you to start walking, doing cardio, exercises, whatever this person provide you that worked for him really well on the long run. We're not trying to lose weight. Look for the person who's actually keeping the weight off and feeling awesome all year around. That's what we want to accomplish, right? So we want to model this person. Now, the next step is step number 6 and the 7. Those are the last one. Step number 6 is basically you're taking actions. Now, I call it analyze. You need to analyze the data. You need to see what's working, what not. Hey, you're doing this diet, let's say, or nutritional principle, as I like to call it. You're doing that, you're following that for a couple of weeks. Do you feel better? Is your body proportion changing? Again, not necessarily looking at the weights on the scales, which also can be something measurement somewhat, but I want you to analyze what's working, what's not, because some exercises will not work or the way you're doing that. Some nutrition, some fasting protocol or whatever. I want you to see, if you're not going to track what is working, what's not, how are you going to know that you're going to reach your goal? You're always going to fail. So analyze what's working, what's not. And step number 7, remove what's not working and do what's working for you, my friend, not for me, not for Jimmy. Get our best knowledge, but then eventually apply for you. It might be different diet, different exercises, different mindset exercises, whatever. Those are simple 7 steps to creating lasting changes for your weight, for your health, or whatever the goal you have in your life. Again, forgive yourself. Number 1, starting from that, please take your time with that. Don't just go, okay, I know that, done. Number 2, done. So look, vision is not cool. I just going to do diet. Let's go do diet. No, start slowly. Again, if you want to create lasting changes, I would recommend you doing that. And I've been working with people and I've been working with myself. I've been using this formula. And you know what? Most of the steps, I didn't create it myself, all of that. That's been used for the giants, for the people for thousands and thousands of years. And sometimes when you say those things, we get it for granted. And you know what? Sometimes just things really working. And you got to start taking action, even if something is really hard to do. For example, some people it's hard to visualize, or as I call it, mental rehearsal. Well, if you start practicing that with the time, it's going to get easier. You're going to connect more quicker. You're going to feel better. So my friend, if you want to learn one thing from the whole this conversation is start taking actions. Small steps is okay. Right. Don't be perfect, but small steps every single day, starting from now. That's the formula or the roadmap.
So I want to talk about this whole pain and pleasure thing, because people, and I think it's very natural as human beings, we do everything we can to avoid pain and everything we can to get pleasure. I think that's why people get addicted to food, they get addicted to drugs, alcohol, sex, whatever, you name that they're addicted to. And then, so it's to numb pain and to have great pleasure. That's what they think. And so for me, the pain pleasure thing kind of comes in with some of the biohacks that I do. So I do I do ice baths. I have a ice bath tank, and I get in that bad boy. And when you first get in, like that first 30, 45 to 60 seconds, and it's like all the pain. It's not pain, but you know what I mean? It's uncomfortable. It's a very discomforting experience to be in an ice bath. But then once you get in there and you get out, that's the big thing. You get out and then you're like, whoa, if I had to get that pain to get to that pleasure, and if you knew that ahead of time, it would make the pain worth it. I think that's why people kill themselves in the gym. Yes, this hurts in the meantime, but damn, I'm going to have bigger muscles and be stronger and look sexier outside of it. So you visualize the pain now means great pleasure later. It's a powerful concept if people can actually make themselves do it. And one more example. People are like, well, I would do that keto diet, but it's too painful at the beginning. I'm like, yeah, but there's ways to mitigate the pain, but you get the pain so you can get off of the addiction. I'm talking to a girl right now, and she's done keto, did very well, lost 50 pounds doing it, but she was so pain and not having her sugar anymore, she went back to the sugar. And I'm like, you have to like identify that sugar as you're going to have pain bigger than the pleasure it gives on your lips. And so she hasn't quite gotten there. I'm going to try to help her with that. But in the meantime, like, she's like, well, I want to lose weight and I know how to do it, but I don't want that pain. So it's a great concept, what you're talking about here.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say that I absolutely love cold showers. I do it every day, and I do even the cold plunges in the winter when it's really, really cold from time to time, not every day. So that's a great biohack. I love you doing that. Second of all, I want to say to this girl that you're trying to coach help with is not relevant to the pain and pleasure, relevant to, hey, I used to love sugar, but now I replace it with the keto healthy sweets that my wife cooked for myself,
right.
Or you can find a ton of them in the Costco everywhere right nowadays. It's like crazy, but of course some of them are bad, not good. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you can replace what?
Her excuse was, I tried some of those replacements and they were gross and they did not fit the bill. So I said, you haven't had to make you homemade ones, because I can make them taste really, really good. And I told her about Swerve. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of those things personally anymore, because I just eat meat and I love it and it's no big deal. But for people that need that, there are great products that are out there. I don't want to insult all the companies that are doing good or bad. So if I don't say your name, I don't want you to get mad. So I'm not going to name any names. You know who you are. But also all the great recipe books that Maria Emmerich and other people make. Great recipes. And so, yeah, if you can't transition off of sugar today in 2022, there's something wrong with you.
I mean, totally. There is so many ways, so many recipes. And even my wife, as I said, she just cooking for me so many, yes, using a little bit of erythritol, stevia, monk fruit, all of those allulose, great stuff. But I have a very sweet tooth. I would say it right away. But for the last 1 year or so, I haven't touched sugar in any form. Again, erythritol replacement. I'm not going to recall all of the recipes, but I love ice cream. My wife cooks ice cream for me. I love brownies. She found a great keto. Everything is keto, obviously. I'm just going to cut it to the chase. And before I started that, I also had a hard time because I like my bread. I like bread with condensed milk. I was addicted bread and condensed milk. I still didn't find that replacement with keto, but now I don't need that. I really don't feel this sugar cravings anymore at all. None of the junk food. I found my replacement. Again, if this girl or everybody who's tuning in right now, you just got to play a little bit more with that. Go to the store, play with different items that there, and also play with the cooking something with yourself. You might find incredible recipe, incredible products that you're not going to notice the difference from this junk food, my friend. And that's not relevant to pain and pleasure, but it's just something that really worked for me really well.
So this girl I'm talking to, she actually needs to have a medical procedure, but she's not allowed to get it until she loses 50 pounds. And you would think needing this medical procedure, and by not getting the medical procedure, it would cause more pain that she's experiencing, and she is having some pain from it. So you would think that would be her motivating factor to try to find a way to get beyond that. I need the sugar, when the sugar is preventing her from the ultimate goal of losing the 50 pounds to get this medical procedure taken care of. So it's an interesting kind of way we psychoanalyze all of this. Is she's saying the sugar is worth it more than the pain I'm getting from this medical procedure, that if I got it done, I would be out of pain. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of an interesting way we fool ourselves into decisions that ultimately could be a detriment.
I think she just, again, everything we do is to avoid pain and to gain pleasure. If she's still not following through that and cannot quit sugar, the problem is she linked too much pleasure to sugar and not enough pain of having that. What if she's gonna literally spend time and think about it, asking yourself, and really link a lot of pain of, I don't know, like if she's not going to go through this procedure, she might die. And what's relevant with that? How mom going to suffer if she will lose her, or kids? I mean, it might be creepy. I'm talking right now a little bit awful stuff. But again, it's for you, my friend. If you want to get results, play with your mind. Find the time. You need to go through this pain, maybe one time, but really deep to the... I remember I done this exercise. It's called, created by Tony Robbins. It's called the Deacons Pattern. I've done it 2 times. I was crying. I was so crying. I got an enormous amount of pain visualizing that, thinking about that. That now I don't always go to this pain because right away, brain already on autopilot. Like, I don't want that. I'm not gonna. This cookie doesn't worth it. No, I will have good cookie at a good time. No, I'm not gonna have this cookie again. So the point I'm trying to make is, that means she just didn't link enough of pain. And again,
and here's the thing, it causes back pain, the thing that she needs the procedure for. And so I guess the back pain will have to become so debilitating she can't walk. Like, she can currently live and walk and do things, but she feels it. And so I guess the longer this thing persists, the more she eats sugar, and I guess maybe ostensibly gains weight from that, it'll make that even worse, the pain. So there will be a breaking point at some point, hopefully sooner than later. I'm trying to help her, so we'll see what happens. So.
Yes, and one exercise I can recommend to her is how you can lower the desire for food, or for anything in this case. But one exercise, again, it's all coming with focus. Imagine right now you're eating your favorite chocolate bar, and you chewing it, and it's so tasty. The texture is just incredible. Your favorite one. And as you close your eyes and you're feeling about that, all of your sensors, you're feeling that, you're touching that. When you put in your focus in, yes, exactly, Jimmy, you put in your focus into that experience, let's call it experience, the more you mentally thinking about that, the more you mentally visualizing that, rehearsal that, the more it's closer to you. Right now, you want to have this chocolate, even if before you didn't want that. I want you to catch yourself on that and start playing a little bit of game. You see this chocolate? Yeah. Now add a little bit of disgusting vomiting into that. Imagine the dog. Yeah, it's going to be, I mean, give me a little bit, just 1 minute. I'm going to talk some crap, but it's okay. Imagine the dog, your dog or your cat is coming to that and vomiting all over this chocolate. Now, your eyes supposed to be still closed. You're supposed to not look at me. You're supposed to thinking about that. Now, imagine there's different maggots and different worms or little snakes all around this vomiting. And you, I'm going to stop. But the point is, you can make it with the focus within seconds. Make your desire and urge disappear, my friend. I know it's disgusting. I'm sorry for that experience, guys. But if you will play with your focus, with your mind, you might remove your addictions. I did it with coffee, even when I was addicted to coffee. And that worked perfectly.
It goes back to what we talked about earlier, that as the mind thinks, the body thinks. And the body desires or doesn't desire. So no, I'm a big fan. I was kind of dramatizing what you were doing to kind of show people how it is repulsive. But like when you were describing, think about that favorite chocolate. I was literally doing that, and I could taste it in my mouth. And then suddenly you pour vomit on it. I was like, and it changed everything. So dude, that is some good stuff. So tell us again the name of your podcast, the new branding.
Yes, so the new brand name is The Health Mastery with Alex Yehorov. Same with YouTube channel, The Health Mastery with Alex Yehorov, which is Yehorov is Yehorov. Now, I also changed the website. It used to be biohackbody.com, but now it's thehealthmastery.com. And by the way, for those who want to get, I have a special freebie. I have a special bonus for you guys. For those who want to get my healthy, there is 3-in-1 bundle, the Healthy Mastery Bundle, where I put together all of this roadmap that I talked today, all of the 7 steps with actionable steps. And I put together my 12 nutritional principles there. And I put the third, and I put my little book with the my healthy keto dessert recipes together. So I put it together. It's a bundle. It's a free. And if you want to get that one, and maybe this cookbook actually will help the girl that you're trying to help. Maybe she will find good recipe there that's going to replace the sugar cravings, because now it's going to be healthy. So anyways, if you want to get this, the Healthy Mastery bundle, it's go to thehealthmastery.com/freebie.
Okay.
thehealthmastery.com/freebie.
Got it. And so on your podcast, do you do a lot of mindset work? Is that kind of what you do?
Yes, at first I was talking mostly about intermittent fasting and keto diet, but lately I start shifting more into expanding more of the mindset, because I was working on it for years, but I didn't share that much for the public. And now I started more talking about how to use pain and pleasure, how to create the goal, how to do this, how to change your identity. Sometimes I share the different techniques and exercises there. So mindset is as Tony Robbins said, 80% of the success in life is mindset, is why, is your mentality. And only 20%, it's still important, don't get me wrong, but only 20% is how, meaning what's the strategy, what the tactic, what diet, what exercise. It's important to do it the right way, sure enough. But without the right mindset, you might just like me, just doing this yo-yo dieting and even eating healthy, but still some part of me was a big binge eater. I link a lot and I make it a habit, and I link it to emotional pain and things like that. So you have to change it, my friend. Don't forget to use the formula. I mean, roadmap.
Yeah. Dude, you have a lot to chew on here today, so thank you for that. Again, guys, go check him out, Alex Yehorov Official, over on Instagram. That's AlexYehorov Official. And go check that out, and go check out his podcast. I'll have to listen to your podcast, man. You're really engaging, and I'm glad we got you here on my show here today. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Jimmy. I hope someday you will come to my show when you're a little bit more free.
Dude,
all right?
You just named the time. I'll be there. I promise I won't stand you up again. So.
I believe you. And even if you set me up, I'm going to reframe it, you know? I'm going to be grateful for that anyways. Thank you for having me.
You showed me such grace, so I'm grateful. And we got you on 2 days later, so here we are. And it was a great interview. So thank you for being here today.
Get inspiration from the Living La Vida Low Carb Show. Hey, the livinglowcarbshow.com. Woo!
Tired of playing the mask game? Me too. That's why I wanted to tell you about the Unmask. This is a breathable, completely breathable. It covers, you can't even see that it's breathable, but it's breathable. Whether you're going on a plane, having to go into a store and wearing this thing, playthemaskgame.com is how you can get this mask. They come in all kinds of colors and everything. In fact, right there, you can see right through it what it is, but when you're wearing it, it does not look like it's anything different, but it's breathable, baby. Playthemaskgame.com.